started here in just a moment. So go ahead and find a nice tall seat when you're ready. And we'll start with the box breathing we've been doing. I've been really enjoying the box breathing. And it's just the 4 equal parts breath. And any count that works for you. You do want to make it as long as you can, but you can start with just 2 or 3 counts if you like, and then start to make it deeper. So you'll inhale for that 4 counts, and then you'll hold at the top for that 4 counts. Then you'll make the exhale last that same 4 counts. And then you'll hold at the bottom for 4 counts. So close your eyes and keep this going. On the inhale, imagine breathing a little more length into your spine and the back of your neck. On the exhale, imagine softening anything you can, your jaw, shoulders. And just notice what starts to happen here. So now imagine on the inhale and the exhale, creating a little more length in your spine, finding a little more space in your body, and softening anything you can, both at the same time, on the inhale and the exhale. So this last couple of weeks I've been on a kick, a forgiveness kick. I feel like all the books I've read and all the things that have come into my life recently all kind of loop back to this idea of forgiveness. And I keep having this thought that it's just like anything else, just even that discipline muscle I always talk about needing to exercise. I think it's almost the same thing. We all want to be more forgiving. We all want to forgive. But what does forgiveness really mean? What does it look like? What does it taste like? What does it smell like? What does it feel like? So for the next couple of breaths, just really see if you can feel into that for you, where you can feel that sensation of forgiveness, and see if you can bring a little bit of that into our practice today. And just imagine that anytime you are not feeling the joy of being, feeling in line with your highest self, feeling energized, that maybe there is a little bit of something that needs forgiven. Probably just yourself or these ideas you have about yourself. And see if you can find that space or that little emotion that brings you into that place of forgiveness. All right, we're going to come into a child's pose. If you can, keep your knees together. If you need to spread your knees to get your forehead to the ground, then you can do that. Stay with that 4 equal parts breath for now. See if you can find some more softness through the tops of the arms, the shoulders, the heart. Hi, you want to do yoga with me? You're very cute. Oh, you do yoga? If you want to open your shoulders a little more, you can lift those wrists up, coming up onto tented fingertips for a few more breaths. Now slowly walk it over to the right, lowering the head back down if you can. Root back into that left sit bone. Inhale a little more length into the whole left side. Exhale a little more softness. And then try to do both on this inhale and exhale. Slowly come back through center and over to the left. Root back through that right sit bone. Find a little more length through the right side. A little more softness. Slowly come back to center and sink in for one more breath. And slowly roll it on up. We'll come onto our hands and knees. And we'll do a few rounds of cat-cow. But first, really find your hands. Fire them up. Find your core. Fire it up. And then really slowly, deliberately drop the belly and pull the heart forward. Stick that tailbone up and out a little more. Fill all the way up and hold. Exhale, find this rounding of the spine as you pull the belly button back into the spine. Tuck the chin to the chest. This time we're rounded up to kneeling. Letting the chin untuck last, lift the heart, roll the shoulders down the back. Keep them down the back as you root into the shins. Inhale the arms up. Interlace your fingers. See if you can glue the palms together and squeeze your head with your nice straight arms and reach up out of the waist a little more. But keep drawing the shoulders down the back. Now drop it over to the right. Try to keep the arms straight and the palms glued. Imagine an apple between your chin and your chest. See if you can draw the arms back with the ears just a little bit. Inhale, back up through center. Exhale, drop it to the left, rooting down into the shins, lifting up through the heart. Try to straighten the arms and glue the palms. Inhale, come back up. Bring your hands to your low back. Press your hips forward, lift the heart, and find a backward bend here. Just take it easy at first. Wrap the elbows back there a little more. Find that lift in the heart. If it's all right with the neck, you can drop the head back. Inhale, slowly come up, lower the hands, drop the belly, shine the heart forward, fill all the way up. Exhale, round it back to child's pose. Inhale, slide out onto the belly, untuck the toes. Hands under shoulders, elbows hugging in tight. Press into the feet, pull the heart forward and lift the heart out. So we're not using the hands at all. We're pressing into the feet to pull the heart forward and up. But now lower the hands down and use them to pull the heart forward a little more. But then lift them back up, press into the feet and lift the heart a little higher. Slowly lower back down. Curl the toes, press it back to child's pose. And come back up onto the hands and the knees. Get that nice tabletop set up again. Really firing up the arms. Inhale, drop the belly low, shine the heart forward. See how long you can make this inhale last. Take one more sip as you stick that tailbone up and out. See how long you can hold on to the exhale as you tuck everything in. Press the hands into the mat. One more inhale. Exhale, round up to kneeling. Let your head come up last. Heart lifts, shoulders roll down where they'll stay. Inhale, arms up, root down into the shins. Straighten the arms, glue the palms, reach up out of the waist and drop it to the right. Stay with your breath. Find that little pause between each breath. Slowly come back up and drop it to the left. Slowly come back up, bring your hands to your low back. Press your hips forward, lift your heart, find a deep supported backward bend, maybe coming in a little deeper this time. On an inhale, lift up, lower the hands, drop the heart, shine it forward. Exhale, round back, child's pose. Inhale, slide out onto the belly. Untuck your toes. Use your hands to pull the heart forward. Press into the feet to lift the heart up. Lift your hands to make sure your feet are lifting the heart. Lower your hands to pull the heart forward just a little more. One more time, lift the hands, press into the feet and lift up. Exhale, slowly lower down, curl the toes under. Lift the knees up off the ground, press up to plank. And then lift up, downward facing dog. So moving around however you like in your first downward facing dog, or getting right into stillness if you feel ready for that. Inhale, lift your right foot up. See if you can bring your hips into alignment. As you lift the left hip up and back and lower the right hip down. See if you can press into your hands evenly. Now press into your feet evenly. Pressing the left foot down and the right foot up evenly. Inhale, come up onto the tippy toes. Exhale, bring your knee to your nose and step it through. Lower the left knee down. Inhale, rise up, fill up. Exhale, lower the hands, step your left foot forward to meet your right. Inhale, lift up halfway, and exhale, fold. So we're gonna find kind of like that cat-cow motion here, all right? So we're gonna inhale to lift up halfway and shine the heart forward, roll the shoulders back. Now on the exhale, we're gonna round the spine. Maybe your knees stay deeply bent. Maybe you start to straighten the legs. On the inhale, shine the heart forward, roll the shoulders back. On the exhale, find that round in the spine as you tuck the chin and pull the belly up into the spine. Inhale, heart forward and up, nice flat back. Exhale, round it in, tucking the chin. One more inhale, shine it forward. Exhale, round it all the way up to standing. Press into your feet, let the arms and head be heavy. Inhale, lift the heart and roll the shoulders down the back. Inhale, arms up overhead. Squeeze your palms together, lift the fingers high. Exhale, swan dive forward, press into the feet, lead with your heart. Empty all the air, draw the belly in and up out of the way to fold a little more. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, chaturanga, meeting back in downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the left foot up. Find that equality between the right foot and the left foot. Pressing down, pressing up. Hands pressing evenly. Chin slightly tucked. Cores engaged. Inhale up onto the toes. Exhale, draw your knee to your nose. Step it through, lower down. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, lower the hands. Step the right foot forward. Inhale, lift up halfway. And exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive, press into the feet and come all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. And hands down by your sides. Now, lower the booty back behind you enough to sweep the floor. Reach the arms forward and up into a chair pose. Sit back in the chair a little more. Draw your upper body back a little more. Find your breath. Lift your toes up for a second. Let them get really light as you sink into the heels. Now place them back down on the ground, but keep the weight in your heels here. And now slowly lift the right knee up as high as you can. Inhale, straighten into the left leg, reach up out of the waist. Exhale, bend back into that left knee. Deep as you can. Inhale, come back up. Press down into that whole left foot. Move slowly with your breath. One more time, exhale, sink in. Inhale, come up. Now hug that knee in and up nice and tight. Keep rooting down into the left foot and lifting up through the heart. If you feel stable, peel that right arm back towards the back of the mat. Maybe the gaze can follow. Use that left hand to draw the right knee across the body a little bit, finding a little twist as you peel that right shoulder back a little more. Feel that left foot rooting down to rise a little taller through the crown. Soften through the face and shoulders. Stay with your breath. Keep your knee lifted. Sweep both arms forward and up. Reach up out of the waist. Bring your hands to your heart. Hinge forward. Everything parallel to the ground. Straighten that leg back behind you. Flex the foot. Point the toes down and slightly in. Level the hips by lifting the left hip and lowering the right hip. Find your breath. Slowly step back into crescent lunge. Stack the left knee over the ankle and sink in deep. Maybe you can get the left thigh parallel to the ground. Lift the heart and reach up out of the waist. Soften the shoulders down the back. Now keep the heart lifted. Exhale, draw the elbows towards each other behind you. Sink in a little more. Inhale, reach up, fill up, straighten the left leg, lift the left quad up off the knee. Exhale, sink in, draw the elbows back, open the heart. Inhale up. Exhale, sink in. One more time, inhale up. Exhale, sink in. Now lower the right hand down inside the left foot. Roll the left arm up towards the ceiling, gaze up at it. Keep rolling the left shoulder back as you hug the left knee in towards center, pressing the right heel straight back. Now roll to the outside edge of the right foot and sweep the left foot back, side plank. Lift your hips a little higher. Reach that left arm up alongside the ear. Find your breath. Step the left foot behind you and flip it over, wild thing. Lifting the hips, lifting the heart, reaching through the fingers. Relax your head and your neck. Slowly come back to plank and hold here. Find that external rotation of the upper arms as you shine the heart forward and roll the shoulders back. Keep looking down to keep the back of the neck long and see if you can grow a little taller from your heels to your crown. Rock forward onto the toes, slowly lower down chaturanga, meeting back in downward facing dog. Shift your gaze up between your hands, bend your knees and walk or hop to the top. Inhale, lift up halfway, and exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive, press into the feet, come all the way up, find a little backward bend. Exhale, hands to heart. And hands down by your sides. Okay, don't let the knees move. Lower the booty back behind you enough to sweep the floor. Sweep the arms forward and up. Sink into that chair. Let the toes be light, but keep them grounded. Find your breath. Lift the left knee up as high as you can. Inhale, straighten into the right leg. Lift that quad up off the knee. Exhale, sink in. Try not to let the knee pop forward. Try to keep it stacked over the ankle and just lower your booty. Inhale, come up. Press down into the right foot. Exhale, sink in. Inhale, come up. Exhale, sink in. Inhale, come up. Hug that knee in and up nice and tight. Feel that rooting to rise here. Fire up your core and slowly peel that left arm back. Maybe gaze follows as you twist open here. Keep the knee lifted. Sweep both arms forward and up. Then bring the hands to the heart. Hinge at the hips, come down till everything's parallel, shoot that leg back, point the toes down and slightly in, get everything parallel, level the hips out by lifting the right hip and lowering the left hip. Slowly step back into crescent lunge, stack your knee over your ankle and sink in. Maybe you can get the right thigh parallel to the ground and both hips facing forward. Reach up out of the waist, find your breath. Keep the heart lifted, draw the elbows towards each other back behind you. Inhale, straighten into the right leg, reach up, fill up. Exhale, sink in, open the heart. Move with your own breath, take your time. One more time, inhale up. Exhale, sink in. Lower your hands, step back to plank. Hold here. Find a little more length, find a little more strength. Rock forward onto your toes. Slowly lower to your shoulders or at elbow height. And then press it back up. A couple more times if you like. You're brushing right past your elbows here for chaturanga push-ups. Whenever you've had enough, lower through chaturanga and meet back in downward facing dog. Good job, guys. Inhale, roll it forward into plank pose. Now lift your right leg up off the ground. So everything's parallel to the ground, including the back of your neck. Point those right toes and reach back. And now bring your right knee to your right armpit. Inhale, shoot it back, everything parallel to the ground. Exhale, right knee, left armpit. Inhale, shoot it back. Exhale, right knee, right armpit. Inhale, shoot it back, find a little more length. Exhale, right knee, left armpit. Inhale, shoot it back up, three-legged dog. Bend the knee and open the hips now. Try to stack them. Keep your head heavy. Press into your hands evenly. Sink into that left heel and twist the hips open. Come back up, three-legged dog. Exhale, bring your knee all the way to your nose and step it through. Step the left foot up to meet the right. Inhale, shoot the right foot up like standing splits. Fold in a little deeper. Slowly come to standing, bring the right knee up with you. Hug it in and up nice and tight. And then cross the right knee over the left. See if you can get your toes to wrap around the calf. And now bring your right arm under your left. See if you can get your palms to touch. Now soften into that standing ankle and knee to sink in a little more. Draw the elbows out and up. Draw the shoulders down your back. Pull the belly in. Upper body back, back of the neck long. Find your breath. Slowly come back up, lift that knee up. Hinge at the hips, come down till everything's parallel. Flex the foot, shoot that leg back. Point the toes down and slightly in, level the hips out. Elbows towards the ground a little more, fingers towards the front of the mat. Lengthen out. Slowly step back into crescent lunge with eagle arms. Stack the knee over the ankle. Maybe you can get the left thigh parallel to the ground, drawing the left hip back. Find a little backward bend. Release the arms, plant the right hand down, roll the left arm up. Gaze up at it as you roll that left shoulder back. Keep that left knee hugging in towards center and that right heel pressing back. Roll to the outside edge of the right foot, sweep the left foot back, side plank. Keep the hips lifting, reach the left arm up alongside the ear. Step the left foot behind you. Wild thing. Slowly come back to plank. Lower through chaturanga. Meeting back in downward facing dog. And I'll try to figure out why we just did that twice on one side so we can get even now. Because we already did this on both sides, right? Yeah. Oh, but we didn't do that. Right. Okay, why don't we just roll it forward into plank. Come up, downward facing dog. Roll forward into plank. Roll to the outside edge of the left foot, reach the right arm up, side plank. Lift the hips a little higher, bring the arm up alongside the ear. Find your breath. Step the right foot behind you, flip it over, wild thing. Lift the hips, lift the heart, reach through the fingers. Relax the head and the neck. Come back to plank and slowly lower through chaturanga. Meeting back in downward facing dog. Inhale, roll it forward into plank. Lift your left leg off the ground. Lengthen out from big toe to crown. Everything parallel. Exhale, left knee, left armpit. Inhale, shoot it back. Exhale, right armpit, pressing into your hands. Keep your core engaged. On the inhale, find a little more length. Exhale, left armpit. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, right armpit. Inhale, shoot it up, three-legged dog. Bend the knee, open the hips. Head is heavy, sink into the right heel, twist it open. Come back, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose, step it through. Right foot steps forward, 2. Left foot shoots up, standing splits, head is heavy. Level the hips out, fold. Slowly come to standing, bring the left knee with you. Hug it in tight, and then cross the left knee over the right. See if you can get your toes to wrap. And drop the left arm under the right. Elbows out and up. Shoulders down the back, sink in. Pull the belly in. Hold on to this breath a little bit longer. Slowly come back up, lift that knee up, feel that hinge at the hips. As you tip forward, shoot that leg back, everything parallel. Foot is flexed, toes point down and in, lengthen out. Step back to crescent lunge, knee over ankle, right thigh parallel if you can. Find a little backward bend as you press the right knee forward and draw the right hip back. Release that left hand down to the ground. Roll the right arm up as you gaze up at it, hugging the right knee in towards center. Pressing the left heel back, roll the right shoulder back. Roll to the outside edge of the left foot, sweep the right foot back, side plank. Keep the hips lifted. Reach the right arm up alongside the ear, find your breath. Slowly come back to plank, rock forward onto the toes, and lower down to your shoulders or at elbow height for chaturanga push-ups. Press into the fingers and knuckles, straighten back into the arms. Whenever you've had enough, just drop to a chaturanga and meet back in downward facing dog. Slowly walk your hands back to meet your feet. Inhale to lift up halfway. And exhale to fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive, come all the way out. Find a little backward bend at the top. Exhale, hands to heart. And hands down by your sides. All right, inhale, arms up, interlaced fingers. Release your index finger, glue your palms together. Bring your biceps back with your ears, chin away from your chest. And take a small step forward with your right foot. Come down till everything's parallel to the ground. Keep trying to squeeze your head with your straight arms, gluing the palms together, everything parallel to the ground. Your body, that left leg, the arms, the back of the neck, level the hips out. By lifting the right hip and lowering the left hip, now lengthen from your fingertips to your toes. Find your breath. Slowly lower your hands to the ground. Lower your left foot to the back of the mat. Kick it out to 45. Bring your hands to your hips and slowly come on up for pyramid pose. So both hips are facing forward. If you can, both legs are going to stay straight. See if you can bring your hands into prayer behind you. This one's tricky for me. If you can't make that happen, just bring your fists together as high as you can get them. If you can't make that happen, just grab your elbows back there, okay? Press into the feet. Keep the hips facing forward. Feel this hinge at the hips as you lengthen out over that straight right leg. If you need to bend the knee, it's okay too. See if you can start to tuck the chin to the chest. Maybe your forehead comes down to touch the leg. Notice if your right hip is starting to dip down, you want your hips in one line from the side. More than likely, you need to lift the right hip up a little bit to make that happen. So press down into the right foot a little bit more to lift the right hip up and back a little more. Pull the belly in out of the way. Find your breath. Inhale, find length. Exhale, find softness. Now find both on this inhale and exhale. Lower the hands down to the ground. Shoot the left foot up high like standing splits. And if you can balance, maybe you grab the back of your calf or your ankle and pull yourself into that fold a little deeper. Maybe both hands grab back there and pull you in a little deeper. Let your head be heavy. Pull yourself into that fold a little more. Pull the belly in out of the way. Set the left foot down to meet the right. Bend the knees, sweep the arms back, find that chair pose, sinking into the heels, draw the upper body back, reach up out of the waist. Stand up, find a little backward bend. Exhale, hands to heart. Hands down by your sides. You should be in about the middle of the mat now. Inhale, arms up, interlace fingers, release index finger, glute palms, biceps back, chin up, left foot forward, come down, everything parallel, lengthen out, it'll help with balancing. Now level the hips, lifting the left hip, lowering the right hip. Squeeze your head, glue the palms, lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Lower the hands, lower the right foot a couple feet behind the left, kick down at 45. Bring your hands to your hips, slowly come up to make sure both hips are facing forward. Press down into the feet. If you can, keep your legs straight. See if you can bring those hands into prayer or just bring those fists together behind you. Press into the feet. Feel this hinge as you lengthen out. Notice if that left hip starts to drop down and press into the left foot more to keep lifting it up. Tuck the chin. Maybe forehead comes to touch the leg. Soften the shoulders out of the ears. Hold on to this breath. Lower the hands down to the ground. Shoot the right foot high like standing splits. Maybe grabbing the back of the calf or the ankle to pull yourself in a little bit. Lift the left hip and lower the right hip to keep the hips in line. Pull the belly in, fold. Set the right foot down to meet the left. Bend the knees, sweep the arms back, find that chair pose. And with each exhale, lower your booty another inch or two. We're gonna slowly lower all the way down into boat pose. If you need to use your hands to soften the fall, you can. Otherwise, just slowly with control, lower your booty all the way down to the ground and lift your legs up. Maybe you grab the back of the knees here, or maybe you straighten the arms and the legs. Pull the belly in, lift the heart. Find your breath. Squeeze the legs in towards center. Reach out through the balls of the feet. Notice how the more you squeeze your legs together, the more you feel this in your whole core. All right, so not just the feet, the ankles, the knees, the thighs all squeeze together one more time. And then slowly roll back onto your back, hug your knees into your chest. We're gonna rock the whole length of the spine a couple times. See if you can get the toes to touch the ground back behind your head and roll all the way up to a seat a couple times. When you're ready, we're gonna see if we can roll all the way up to a deep yogic squat at the top of the mat. If you need to use your hands to get your booty off the ground, you can. See if you can find this deep yogic squat and start to push the knees open. Draw the thumbs in towards the heart. Now find this resistance as you push the knees open and squeeze the elbows with the knees. Find a little more length in the spine. As the sit bones drop down, the heart lifts up. Find your breath. Now we're gonna hook this right forearm underneath the shin and plant that right hand down heavy and peel the left arm up. Keep the sit bones heavy, gaze up at the left hand and start to roll that left shoulder back, twisting open here. Soften through the face and the shoulders. Stay with your breath. And release. Now that left forearm snuggles underneath that shin to kind of lock it under there. Left hand plants down heavy, sit bones heavy, right arm reaches up, gaze follows. Softly draw the shoulders out of the ears, find your breath, find a little more space and twist. And slowly come back down. Now if you feel like trying a little arm balance, you can, but only if your wrists and shoulders feel like 100% today, okay? If they don't, stay right here and keep opening your hips, or you can try something else. You can try a headstand, or you can do anything else you like. If you want to try this arm balance, sorry, your hands will come down to the ground and they'll look just like down dog. Your fingers are spread wide, your hands are shoulder width distance apart. And then you'll see if you can keep the legs stuck to the outside of the arms by creating that resistance, that pressing out against the knees and squeezing in against the elbows, and see if you can just lift the feet up off the ground. Maybe even just one foot lifts up off the ground. If you can get both feet lifted, see if you can draw them in and up a little bit more by engaging the core. Now really press into the fingers and knuckles and make this more about the strength of your arms than how far you get with the pose. So find that external rotation of the upper arms And that internal rotation of the lower arms as you draw the elbows in towards each other. And really feel the strength in your arms as you stack the shoulders over elbows, elbows over wrists. Maybe those feet come off the ground. Maybe from your arm balance, you drop into a headstand. Maybe from that headstand, you come back into your arm balance. Maybe from that arm balance, you shoot it back like chaturanga. Take your time. And in a couple breaths, we'll all meet back in downward facing dog. Inhale through your nose, come up high on the tippy toes. Open up, exhale, sink into your heels. One more time, make it last a little bit longer. Inhale, lift the right leg up, keep your hips in line, come up on the toes. Exhale, draw your knee to your nose and step it through like warrior one. Reach up out of the waist, press that right knee forward. So, your front heel is in line with your back arch. If you can, if that feels like you're on a tightrope, you can wiggle that right foot to the right more. All right, now press the right knee forward. Maybe you can get the right thigh parallel to the ground. If your knee comes out over the ankle, take a wider step. So you want the knee pointed straight forward, straight out over that second toe, not off to either side, okay? Press down into the feet. Notice that the outside edge of your left foot is trying to peel up off the ground and press it back down. Now we're trying to get the hips facing forward, so bring your hands to your hips. As you press the right knee forward, draw the right hip back and the left hip forward. Press down into the feet. Now reach up out of the waist. Feel the heart lifting, but the shoulders softening down the back. Find your breath. Find stillness here. Keep pressing the right knee forward. Keep pressing down into the feet. Keep pulling the belly in. Using each exhale to encourage softness through the face and the shoulders. Bring your hands to your heart. Now hinge forward, keep the length through your spine, turn and twist to the right. Hook the left elbow outside the knee for leverage, and then twist the heart towards the thumbs. If this is too hard to balance or too intense of a twist, you can come up on those back toes. Otherwise, keep that left foot rooting down. Okay, see if you can inhale a little more length into your spine and the back of your neck, and then twist your spine open by pressing the right hand down into the left and rolling that right shoulder back. Soften the shoulders out of the ears, twist. Slowly come back up to warrior one. Lower your hands down to frame the foot. Shoot the left foot high like standing splits. And set the left foot outside your right foot so your pinky toes can touch. Your right foot might need to step back a little bit. Get those pinky toes together. Inhale, lift up halfway. And exhale, fold. Let your head be heavy, shake it out. And slowly walk it over to the right. Keep pressing down into both feet. It's okay if there's a little bend in your knees. Inhale, back to center. Walk it over to the left now. Head is heavy. Slowly come back to center. Root down into the right foot. Shoot the left foot high like standing splits. Now hop it back like chaturanga. Maybe just one little inch at a time. Maybe one big hop. Meeting back in downward facing dog. Always feel free to skip the vinyasas if your shoulders are not feeling 100%. Inhale, lift the left foot up. Come up on the toes. Exhale, knee to nose. Right heel spins out and down. Inhale, warrior one. Press the left knee forward. Draw the left hip back. Bring the hands to the hips. Heel to arch. Outside edge of the right foot, press it down. Unless you have ankle issues, press it down, yeah? Maybe left thigh gets parallel. Left hip back, right hip forward. Reach up out of the waist. Maybe hands come together and you gaze up at the thumbs. Sink in a little bit. Pull the belly in. Lift the heart. Soften through the face and the shoulders. Find your breath. Bring your hands to your heart. Keep the length through your spine as you tip forward, turn and twist to the left. Hook the elbow outside the knee for leverage. Use that leverage, twist your spine open. If you need to, you can come up on those back toes. Otherwise, press the feet down, press the left knee forward, press the left hand down and to the right, roll the left shoulder back. Inhale, lengthen to your spine and the back of your neck. Exhale, softness through the face and shoulders and twist. Inhale, come back up, warrior one. Lower the hands to the mat, shoot the right foot high like standing splits, and then sit the right foot outside the left so your pinky toes can touch. Left foot might need to sneak back a little bit. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold, head is heavy, shake it out. And walk it over to the left. Slowly come back to center. And walk it over to the right. Slowly come back to center. And shoot that right foot up high. Hop it back, chaturanga, maybe one little inch at a time, maybe one big hop. Meeting back in downward facing dog. Inhale, right foot lifts up high. Exhale, bring the right knee to the right shoulder and step that right foot outside the right hand. Lower the left knee down, untuck those back toes. And stay here or lower down to the forearms. You can keep that right knee hugging in towards the right shoulder, or you can turn the toes out a little bit and roll to the outside edge of the right foot and let that right knee fall open. Let your head be heavy. Let your breath be deep. Slowly come back up onto the hands. Keep your left hand planted. Roll your right arm back. See if you can grab that foot. If it feels like no way you're going to grab it, just push your booty way back. Don't worry about how it looks. See if you can grab a hold. And then you can slip back into that pose. Again, right knee can hug in towards center, or you can let that right knee fall open. Root down into the left hand and lift up through the heart. Maybe you start to gaze over the right shoulder. Now create some resistance here as you kick your foot into your hand and pull your foot in towards your glute a little more with your hand. Find your breath. See if you can come back to that box breath now that we're on the ground again. That 4 equal parts breath. Really, really slowly lower those toes down to the ground. Sweep both arms forward and up, reach up out of the waist. Then drop your right hand to your left thigh. Bend into your right knee more, reach your left hand up. Lower the hands to the ground, shoot the right foot up, three-legged dog. Bend the knee, open the hips or circle it out if you like. Let your head stay heavy, sink into that left heel. And come back downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the left foot up high, come up on the toes. Exhale, left knee, left armpit, step the left foot outside the hand. Lower the right knee down, untuck the toes. Stay here or lower the forearms down. Find the right spot for that left knee, either hugging in against the shoulder or dropping out. If you're gonna drop it out, maybe you turn those toes out to the top front corner of the mat. Head is heavy. Now see if you can imagine for the last part of class, it's your breath that's doing the yoga. See if your breath can keep this going. This 4 equal parts. So that 4 equal parts takes quite a while, right? So we don't have very many full sets of that left here together today. So make each one really count. Slowly come up onto the hands. Keep your right hand down. Roll the left arm back. Try to grab that foot. If you need to, stick the booty way back. Grab a hold and then sink back in. Press into the right hand. Lift up through the heart. Maybe start to gaze over the left shoulder. Starting to create that little bit of resistance here between the foot and the hand. Really, really slowly, those toes lower down. Inhale, rise up. Left hand finds right thigh, left knee bends more, right hand reaches up. Cartwheel hands down, curl the right toes under, shoot the left foot up, three-legged dog, bend the knee, open the hips or circle it out. Head is heavy, breath is deep, twist. And come back, downward facing dog. Now we're gonna hop the feet up between the hands, maybe hopping through here. So shift your gaze up between your hands, bend your knees, and just come up to a seat at the top of the mat, straightening your legs out in front. All right. Press your hands down to the ground like you're trying to lift your booty up off the ground. Maybe it even lifts. Kick out through the heels, draw the toes back towards the face, and really engage the quads. Press them down into the mat. Squeeze the legs together, press into the hands. Now engage the Mula Bandha. Now draw the chest up towards the chin and the chin down towards the chest, and really try to fire up everything. Press into the hands more. Find that external rotation of the upper arms, really firing up the core. And release. Inhale, arms up overhead. Now reach up, keep all that length as you hinge forward. Grab whatever you can here. One more time, lift the heart, lengthen through the crown. Exhale, pull your heart towards your feet. Pull your shoulders down the back. Keep your quads engaged if you can. Maybe even keeping the heels lifted off the ground. Now find that 4 equal parts breath and make each one really count. See what you can soften on the exhale. See what you can let go of. And then if you can, imagine that lengthening and finding space that we do on the inhale. Doing that on the exhale as well. And that softening we do with the face and the shoulders on the exhale. See if you can do that on the inhale as well. If that feels like too much, don't worry about it. See if you can come back to that idea of forgiveness and find where it lives in your body. See if maybe it's similar, maybe the same kind of motion is letting go of this tension in the shoulders, letting go of these ideas about ourselves or our past. Maybe it's the same motion, maybe it takes the same sort of focus or practice. And slowly come back up. Bring your right foot flat on the ground, a couple inches from your glute and a couple inches from your thigh. Now we're gonna reach for the left foot. Maybe you can grab the foot, maybe you can just grab the leg, whatever it is, pull yourself down. If you get to where you can drop the right shoulder below the right knee, maybe you wanna reach around for a bind. If so, your thumbs pointed down, your palms facing back, you reach around, maybe you can interlace your fingers back there. Now see if you can re-engage that left quad. It's okay if your right sit bone comes off the ground. Imagine that your right foot is your right sit bone now, and you're pressing down into your right foot and your left quad, kicking out through the heel, softly drawing the shoulders out of the ears, and maybe still pulling the heart down towards the toes. Slowly come back up and release. We're going to find a little twist to the right. So keep that knee point straight up at the ceiling. Keep the left quad active. Turn to the right. Plant the fingers at the base of the spine to lengthen. Inhale, left arm up. With the elbow outside the knee for leverage. And use that leverage to twist the spine open. Gaze over the right shoulder. Draw the right shoulder back more. Inhale, lengthen up. Kick out through the left heel. Exhale, soften face and shoulders. Twist a little more. One more breath. and release. Slowly come through center and find a little counter twist on the left. Maybe your booty lifts up off the ground. And switch, straighten the right leg. Bring that left foot flat on the ground, a couple inches. Oh, sorry. Kick out through the right heel, reach for the right foot. Grab what you can. If your knee drops below, if your shoulder drops below your knee and you want to reach around, thumb down, palm back, reach around. Maybe you can grab a hold of those fingers. Re-engage that right leg. Press the right quad and the left foot down. Lift up through the heart and the crown. Soften through the face and the shoulders. Find your breath. Slowly come back up. We're going to find that twist to the left, re-engage the right leg. Turn to the left, plant the left fingertips to lengthen, reach the right hand up. Hook the elbow for leverage, use the leverage, twist it open, left elbow, left knee points straight up. Right toes drawing back towards the face, gaze over the left shoulder. Draw the left shoulder back a little more and twist your spine open. Slowly, gently come back through center. Find that little counter twist on the right. Slowly come back up. Bring both your feet flat on the ground. Reach your hands forward and slowly roll back onto your back. Hug your knees into your chest. Lower your feet down flat on the ground. Reach your fingers down to touch your heels. Press into the feet and lift the hips up. We're just going to do one back bend. So if you'd rather do full wheel, go right ahead. Otherwise, lift your hips. See if you can get your shoulders under your body. Maybe you can interlace your fingers under there. Maybe you can even glue your palms together. Draw your hands down into the mat. Lift your hips up. Keep your knees stacked over your ankles. Lift your hips a little higher. Maybe you lift up onto the toes and lift everything up one more time. And then really, really slowly we lower down. Upper vertebrae touches first. If you're all the way up, tuck the chin first. And then slowly come down. Now we're just going to roll it back into plow for a breath or two. See if you can get the toes to touch the ground behind your head. If there's a different pose you'd rather do as your last pose, go right ahead. We already did a nice spinal twist, but if you'd like to do another instead of this, go right ahead. See if you can get those toes to touch back there, and then see if you can soften through the neck and the shoulders to sink in a little more. Maybe you interlace your fingers behind you. Maybe your palms glue together. See how long you can hold on to this breath. All right, lower the palms back down to the ground. Use them as the brakes. Slow as you can go. Upper vertebrae touches first. Slowly lower one vertebrae at a time. Once the butt touches the ground, keep squeezing the legs together. Draw the toes in towards the face. Kick out through the heels and slowly lower the legs all the way down to the ground. Hug your knees into your chest one last time. And then let your legs go long on the mat. Spread your feet as wide as the mat and let your toes fall open. Hands by your sides with your palms facing up. Or one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly. Close your eyes. Now we let go of controlling the breath. And we let go of controlling anything. And just feel that gentle rise and fall of the belly like the ocean's tide. As you inhale, the tide comes in, filling you all the way up. And as you exhale, imagine exhaling it all back out to sea. And see if you can let the tide take you away here. Really imagine the ocean's tide breathing you. And if any thought comes up, see if you can apply that same motion we do to softening through the shoulders and the face, to really just soften around it and disintegrate it. Now invite a deeper breath back into your body. Invite movement back into your fingers, into your toes. And invite yourself to stay in this place of calm that's always right here for you. And see if you can look at this instead of as the end of your practice, as just the beginning. This was just the getting you primed for your day. So now that you are in this space, see how long you can stay in this space. See how long you can stay aware of your breath. And keep that softness through your face and your shoulders. When you're ready, we'll slowly roll onto either side. And with the strength of your arms, press yourself back up to a seat. Maybe you can keep that idea of forgiveness in your heart today. And anytime you notice that you're resisting that joy of being that we're supposed to feel, that we can only access in this very moment, maybe you can invite a little more of that forgiveness in. Okay, find that nice tall spine. Inhale, arms up overhead, squeeze your palms together. Bring your hands down to your heart. Let your head bow to the wisdom of your heart and close your eyes. Lift the thumbs to that space above the eyebrows and take a moment to thank yourself for showing up. May all beings everywhere be free from pain and suffering. May our thoughts and actions in some way contribute to that. Namaste.